Hi there, it's Lisa Balachi St. Romain on our second reading for the Feast of the Transfiguration of the Lord. So we have jumped from ordinary time to have this feast and then next week a feast again. So this Transfiguration second reading is from St. Peter, who was up on the mountain with Jesus when he was transfigured. So what a cool reading this is, right? All three of these readings are together. So, so a reading from the second letter of Saint Peter, the second letter of Saint Peter, fill in the blank for them, and then a pause, for the people to think, Saint Peter, second letter, wonder what that's going to be, okay? And then you start, beloved. Look at them as you say that word, beloved, because if Peter were speaking, he would say that, he would communicate that with eye contact, right? We did not follow cleverly devised myths. So those words, cleverly devised myths, are important for you to speak, enunciate very clearly. When we made known to you the power and coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. Okay, so that whole phrase, there's not a comma till that end. So take your time when reading it, because then there's another section. But I think because this one is we did not follow cleverly devised myths, but we had been eyewitnesses of his majesty. So you see there's a cross behind me. I do counseling therapy in this room, and I had somebody who was not a Christian who came for counseling for anxiety. And I said, so I'm going to pray to God or speak God bless you to you. That's how I operate. And he was like, oh, that's okay. I didn't grow up with any of those myths. And I was not quick enough to say, oh, what myths did you grow up with? Anyway, that has moved on from there. But cleverly devised myths, because that's what some people say is really what the resurrection is, and that's not. It's a real thing that happened, okay? And so he is talking about, we didn't make this up. We saw we saw his majesty, and later on we'll know he was there for the resurrection. All right. So, beloved, with great eye contact, we did not follow cleverly devised myths when we made known to you the power and coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. But we had been eyewitnesses. Eyewitnesses. How would you say that if you were I was an eyewitness. I was there. You're going to be emphasizing it because you want the people to believe you and understand. I was an eyewitness here. We had been eyewitnesses of his majesty. For he received honor and glory from God the Father. Wow, that's going to jump right back to the first reading, okay? When that unique declaration came to him from the majestic glory. What's he talking about? God speaking from the cloud. This is my son, my beloved. Take this line slowly. This is God talking, and you're his voice, with whom I am well pleased. God is very clear about this. Don't rush it, okay? We ourselves heard this voice come from heaven. So Peter is really like, dude, you got to believe me here, okay? We ourselves heard this voice come from heaven while we were with him on the holy mountain. Moreover, we possess the prophetic message that is altogether reliable. Altogether reliable. Like what I'm saying, you can count on. You will do well. So now your voice is going to change. So he has been excited, and now he's going to be almost commanding. You will do well to be attentive to it, as to a lamp shining in a dark place. So I walk outside here early morning, and there's a a front door porch light on across the street, and when I'm walking and it's dark and there's stars and I see that porch light, I always see it. It's the only light on in this area in the dark. You would do well to be attentive to it. You can hardly miss it, right? As to a lamp shining in a dark place until the day dawns and the morning star rises in your hearts. Woo, that's a different ending. The morning star rises in your heart. So come on up on hearts, because that's not what they're expecting the morning star to be rising in. No? No. Okay. Practice reading. The voice is going to change from exciting to commanding to loving. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then there's a pause. The word of the Lord, and your eye contact back to them again, and receive from them. Thanks be to God. Keep looking as you receive. Thanks be to God, because you just had the dialogue. Okay. God bless.